What's going on, gang? Welcome back here for another exciting episode of High Rollers, Roads, and Rails. In this episode, I picked up my very first Lionel Legacy set. However, there's more to this story, so stay tuned. So that's right, y'all. I finally got my very first high-end Lionel Legacy complete set. So, which one did I pick up? Let's dig into it. And here it is. So, I have the Lionel Legacy Pennsylvania Coal Hauler set. And this set features the Pennsylvania Railroad H10 280 consolidation. And the H10 is an engine that I didn't really have on my radar. However, once I took my trip down to the Eastern Shore and learned about the Pennsylvania Railroad history here in Virginia, that was when I kind of fell in love with these Pennsy engines and decided that I needed to pick one up. So my quest for a Pennsylvania engine started. After doing a good bit of research on the available options out there, obviously you guys know I prefer Lionel steam engines, and I looked at quite a few options. There's plenty of Pennsy engines to choose from, but I wanted something on the smaller side, especially because, you know, as you guys saw my video from the Eastern Shore, you know, the Cape Charles yard, would have, had some switching activity going on. So I wanted an engine that could have been a switcher, but also could have been a road engine. And this H10 280 fit the bill. So I purchased this set off of one of the online Facebook pages. And unfortunately, the engine is broken. So the good news is that the seller told me this up front. And I got a fantastic deal on this set because of it. So I kind of took a gamble on buying this set, and the engine itself doesn't have any sound. So that's what we have to fix today. Now, I've actually had this set for a few weeks, and I've been doing some research on this engine, and I'll even show you a clip right here. And as you saw in that clip, the engine does run, but it has no sound, no lights in the tender. So again, after consulting a few people that I trust in the hobby, it came out that this engine has some bad boards, which is kind of what I suspected when I purchased this set. And it helped me negotiate to get a good deal on it. So unfortunately though, the boards is probably the most expensive fix that this could have been. I had a little bit of hope that it might just needed a speaker, but yeah, the boards are definitely bad. Now, the board that this engine takes is all in the tender, and the boards that I've had to pick up are the Rail Sounds Light board and the tender control board. Now, I was very fortunate that Lionel actually had both of these boards in stock, so my gamble kind of paid off. But the next thing is that all of my guys that do most of my work on my trains are pretty backed up right now. So that led me to this point. I said, well, I'm going to go ahead and buy the boards, and I'm going to attempt to make this repair myself. And I'm going to take you guys along with me on this repair, and we'll see how it goes. If the repair goes well, then later in this video, you'll see this engine running, and we'll pull out all the cars that came with it, and it's going to be a lot of fun. So let's see what we can do. All right, y'all, I don't know how well this is going to focus, but this is the first board that I just replaced. This is the decoder board. This runs the lights and such on the tender. And so I've just gone in, and basically to kind of foolproof this, I took some pictures and then I just unplugged one plug at a time and put them into the new board. I did take the speaker out of the way to free up some space. And I did also order a new mini Fat Boy speaker, but I don't have a soldering iron on me. And this has to be soldered on, so it may be something I could go back and replace later if this speaker sounds bad. Okay, so now that that's done, next is focus on this main board here. This is the Rail Sounds Light board, controls all the sounds in the speaker. So same process. I'm going to just take pictures, do this one at a time, and we'll see how it goes. Let's try it out. All right, y'all, and just like that, everything is back assembled. So again, I just plug these in one at a time, and then just pop the little clips on each side. There and there. Let's see that right there. And the board just pops right out of this little plastic holder, and the new one pops right in. So here is my supposedly bad board. We're really hoping that this is actually what's wrong with it.
Yeah.
So like I said, now everything is screwed back down. I'm going to pop the tender shell back on, put the 4 screws on each corner back in, and we'll go take this thing up to the tracks and say a prayer and hope that we get some sound and lights out of this deal. Alrighty y'all, and we're up on the track now. Got the engine here, the repair tender in, so let's go ahead and roll some power over and hope for the best. Alright, track power on, here we go y'all.
I read you. Over. We should have you rolling in just a moment. Watch your signals. Over. Yes, sir. We'll fire her up. Out.
Look at that, guys, and we have success. We have lights. You guys just heard the startup sequence, so I think we've got something here. Let's whistle. And let's hear the bell. All right, guys, look. Swinging bell. Lights on the tender. All right, let's roll it out and see if we got something. All right, you guys. And let's check our backup light. We got it. Alrighty y'all, and I'm going to call this a successful repair. I am ecstatic that this engine is fixed. I'm ecstatic that I fixed it myself. You know, normally this is something I would send off to somebody. And I'm really glad I did it myself because it was so easy to change these boards out, guys. Don't fret. If your engine needs a board, yes, it's expensive to replace them. But the install was pretty seamless, and I'm excited. So with that, let's get the rest of this set out and actually talk about the set now that we know we have a good engine. Okay, so let's take a look at the rest of the set. So this is what the set box looks like. Obviously this is the engine. We've already taken that out. So let's go ahead and grab another piece. Got a War Bonds boxcar. And then the rest of these, there's a nice piece, the War Bonds caboose. And for those of you guys that don't know, the coal hauler set is supposed to be based off like the 40s, you know, the wartime period. And I love War Bond stuff, and I don't have any in my collection, but now I do, because every piece in this set has something related to the war. So that is a Pennsylvania hopper with the Coal Goes to War. I believe this one is just a standard Pennsy 2-bay hopper. And this Berwyn hopper car. So that's the set. You get 3 hoppers, the boxcar, and the caboose, and the engine. So a really nice set. And what's perfect about this is that being that I didn't have any Pennsy before this, now I have a Pennsy engine and Pennsy rolling stock. So this would be really great for when I want to reenact scenes from the Eastern Shore, you know, the Cape Charles, Virginia area. And I love this set, you guys. I'm really stoked with it. So let's get these cars unboxed. I'm not going to bore you with that. We'll get them up on the track and take a look at some of the features of that engine and then run this set because it's a lot of fun. So let's do it. Alright y'all, so here we are. We know this engine runs now and we got the repair done. Again, I'm super excited to have that finished. But so let's take a closer look at the actual engine itself. So this is the Lionel Legacy Pennsylvania H10 280 consolidation. And this is from the 2018 Lionel catalog. Now, Again, this is the 1773 road number, which only came in the Pennsylvania coal hauler set, which we have here. And if we're just taking a look at the engine, first off, I will say this. I am not a Penske expert or fanatic. I know a lot of guys complained about the color of this engine. The Brunswick green on this, apparently this one is too green. I don't care. I'll be honest with you, I think it looks great. I know some Penske guys were really not happy with the color on these, but, you know, that's for the rivet counters, I suppose. If this was an NW engine, I'd probably be picking it to death, but because it's Penske, we're going to let it slide. So, again, we're just taking a look at the detail of it, and you guys can see right here on the front, we got this silver smoke box. Again, that green body, green tender, gold lettering on the numbers. This engine does have the red on the roof and the red on top of the tender. This engine does have the stained black side rods, or darkened side rods, I guess I should say, and I love that on Lionel engines. That's one of my favorite things. It's really a selling point if an engine has that for me, and I'm glad that this has it. Again, we take a look. We have a legible builder's plate. Now, something I noticed on the builder's plate, I don't know if this was a mistake or if a Penske guy can inform me, so you guys drop this in the comments, but if you'll notice, the builder's plate lists this as an H9S. So, you know, is this an early variant of an H10, or is I know the H9 was a different class of engine, so Penske guys, let me know what the deal is on that. Was that a mistake by Lionel, or is it supposed to be like that? But anyway, so let's take a look at the front. Beautiful engine, nice pilot. This engine's got pretty good detail. I mean, it's not the most detailed engine I've seen Lionel put out, but I think it looks nice. And we'll just pan on down the side of this real quick. And I love this tender. This is the Atlantic style tender. And this is my favorite Penske tender. It was kind of the selling point of this engine for me. And you see you got a nice big real coal load in the back. Nice detail down the side, crisp lettering. And the back looks nice. You got the marker lights there on the top and the backup light at the rear. So it really looks great. So more selling points on this engine for me. Why I was particular, I wanted the H10. This is a Lionel Legacy model, and it's one of the few that has the whistle steam effect and the swinging bell on a non-Vision line engine. So this is just a standard Legacy model. And from my understanding is that this was never supposed to have the swinging bell. That was something that was kind of thrown in last minute by Lionel, and well, I'm glad, if that's the case, I'm glad they did, because it's kind of my favorite feature of this engine. It's the only one in my collection I have with the swinging bell. And I think it's just pretty daggone cool. And we'll just go ahead and pan over the top of this engine. And again, here's a better look at the rear of the tender. See, you have another legible plate there. Separately applied ladder. Your reverse lights. Your high mounted marker lights. This hatch does open. And there's a volume control switch on the inside. And we'll go ahead and separate the engine so we can take a look back here. And kind of basic detail in here, nothing really to write home about. It does have a lit cab, and that bulb is extremely bright. This thing's got a really bright light in the cab. I kind of don't like that, but it doesn't bother me. Do have our hand-painted crew figures. Alright, y'all, and I'm not going to bore you to death with detail on this thing. Obviously, we've already heard it start up once, but let's go through the extended startup sequence. We'll go through some sounds, and then have a proper run session with this Penske H10.
This is the yard office. Do you copy? I copy that. track orders. Over. Yes, sir. We'll fire up. Out.
All right, and how about that Banshee whistle? That's a whistle that I was going to grow on me, but the more I've messed with it, it's actually a pretty cool sounding whistle. And let's go ahead and hit the bell. You can see that killer swinging bell effect. That is so cool. I wish Lionel did that on more engines. And let's hear the cylinder cocks being opened. And water being put in the tender.
My water's full. Over. Copy that.
And how about a quick sample of some crew chatter and tower comm?
This is the yard master. You're clear to proceed. Over. Thank you much. Cleared outbound. Out. Dispatcher, we're ready. Is it okay to pull? Over. Roger that. Your route is lined and locked. Have a safe run. Over.
And the coal field.
Roger that. Here we go. Out.
And we'll do the coal field.
My coal's full. Over. Copy that.
All right, and there's the sounds. So let's go ahead and get this hooked up to the rest of the set, and we'll talk about that for a few minutes, and we'll get this thing rolling. So I'm going to roll our H10 on by, and we're going to take a look at these cars that are included in the set. So there is the Penske rounded top automobile boxcar. This is the Berwyn 2-bay hopper. There is our Penske Coal Goes to War hopper. I really like that one. This is a standard Penske red hopper. These are the GLA hoppers for you Penske nuts. And these are some cars that I've added onto the train of my own collection, some N&W 2-bays. Some Atlas 11,000 gallon tankers, and then this is the last car that's included in the set, and that is that beautiful N5 Pennsylvania by Warbond's caboose. And what a sharp caboose. I am so glad that I got that. Alright y'all, and now to the run session. We'll go ahead and run this Pennsylvania Lionel coal hauler set with the Penske H10, and I figured there was no place better to start this than coming right out of here, out of the Rivers coal mine, right here on the layout. So enjoy, guys.
Dispatcher, am I cleared to the outbound? Over. You are clear through my limits. Over. Copy that, dispatcher. I'm green. Out. My water's full. Over. Copy that. Dispatcher, we're signing out and going to beans. Out.
All right, y'all, and that is going to wrap up my run session here tonight with the Penske H10 and the Lionel coal hauler set. So, again, this was my first set from Lionel, and I'm pretty stoked that this is the one we picked up. I got a great deal on it, and it was really fun to bring this engine back to life. And that was something that I wasn't totally sure that I could do, but I'm really glad that I've done now, and it makes me so much more proud to have this engine and to have it running. So, guys, I just ask that if you got anything from this video or you enjoyed it, just you like, you comment, and you subscribe. And guys, just takes just a second to hit that like button, and it helps out these videos tremendously and keeps me motivated, you guys. I got a lot of cool stuff coming up. The Tractor Museum show in Colonial Heights, Virginia is coming up, and we're going to be running with the River City 3-railers, and I have some very special announcement that I'm going to make at that show. So, a video is soon to come on that, and something that I'm really excited about, so I can't wait to show you guys what I've been working on. But with that, thanks guys so much. Again, make sure you smash that like button, hit the subscribe button, and we'll see y'all down the line.